Welcome to Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Borough in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington. Folks, it's good to have you with us. Welcome to Sportsline Trivia for this final Monday night, Thursday night program for the month of February. And the reason I mention this, and by the way, Mike Pavlik joins me tonight, the Borough girls play Tuesday night. So that means that if you're watching this on a Thursday, that game is history. If they won, they're going to be playing the following night, Friday,
on the championship game,
against either Seton LaSalle or Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
I don't have it up.
I just had it here. Seton LaSalle is one of the possibilities. Mike is going to double check that anyway. I was looking at the roster of the Greensburg Central kids, and I couldn't believe the youth and the success that they've had with that youth for this year. It's sophomores and freshmen and a couple of juniors and no seniors. Greensburg Central next year is going to be back in the saddle again.
It's Bishop Canavan, by the way, who of course has been elevated to Bishop here in the last few years. I missed that day when that happened. But then that's the team that I believe knocked out Burrell twice last year. They knocked them out in the Whippeals and knocked them out in the state playoff. They couldn't get past them. By the way, 3 of the 4 remaining teams in AA girls are private schools. Burrell's the only public school left. Burrell is the public school Class AA champion.
We can make that official.
We make that right now. It is true. It's an edict.
All right. Folks, when you call, you have an opportunity after expressing whatever opinion you may have to accept a trivia question from Mike or me. And if you win, we'll send out a prize to you. And the wealth of the prize or the value of the prize will depend on the kind of a question that you accept. So let's take a look at rules and regulations on winning on this program. First of all, at your household address, we can only send out a prize twice a month. Every other week, you can win the Grand Salami or the Mystery Profile, one or the other, once in a calendar month. So if you win the salami, you're done. If you win the Mystery Profile, you're done. You can try the Mystery Profile once in a calendar month, and the time limits are 15 seconds for the multiple choice, 20 seconds for the Grand Salami, and the Mystery Profile clue by clue. First-time callers will get more than one prize, at least 2. And if you are a first-time, or if you haven't called the show in at least a year, we consider you a first-time caller. You can get the answers to the trivia questions on my website, doubledribblebob.com. In fact, one of them that we start here tonight appeared as one of my fan facts. So anyway, tune into my radio show for History on Sports Saturday mornings, 10 o'clock on WAVL. They're 9:10 on the AM dial. Mike, you want to get it off your chest, what you wanted to do?
Oh, yeah, I did. Before we go to the break, I just wanted to throw this out there. At Highlands over the summer, we lost one of our students, Ryan Richards, who was played a bunch of different sports, and he was tragically killed in an accident over the summertime. And the Allegheny Kiski Health Foundation is doing a very nice thing. They put out a scholarship in Ryan's memory. From the student perspective, you have to be a student at Highlands. It's a $1,000 scholarship for 4 years. You must have graduated from Highlands, and the applications must be into the AK Health Foundation by May the 9th of this year, 2014. If you're a student, I suggest you go to your guidance counselor and
try
probably
to get that wrapped up.
go it through there. For those of you out there that would like to donate to this, which is a really
That's what I wanted to ask.
really
Yeah.
worthy thing. A check to the foundation in Ryan's name is how you would do this. If you want to go to akhealth.org/Ryan_Richards.html. And I'll give that to you again later on. It's akhealth.org/Ryan_Richards.html. And that'll slide you through there. A check, or there's also a link to make a donation with your credit card if you'd like to do that.
Boy, that's great.
And that's it's a good thing. I want to thank Sam Huey for sending this along to me today. Or last week, and he also sent along the Cager rosters, which we can get into later if we have a dead spot. But thanks to him for that. Ryan was a great kid. We miss him a lot, and it's a really nice thing that the Allegheny Kiski Health Foundation is doing in his memory. So I just wanted to get that out there.
All right, let's do a break. We'll come back with our leadoff caller. Stay with us, folks. Sportsline Trivia will continue in a moment. Stay with us. Since 1914, the local area has relied on the Resevich family of funeral homes in deepest times of need. The Resevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley, now 100 years strong and still doing things right. Its reputation and unquestionable service now continues with a fourth generation. The Resevich family of funeral homes, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road in Lower Borough.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
380 Auction and Discount Warehouse, Route 380, Murraysville.
Automotive supplies, groceries, housewares, pet supplies.
All at discount prices.
Sofas, dining tables, recliners, dressers and desks, lamps and end tables.
All at discount prices.
Yard and landscaping supplies, special catalog orders, mattresses with full warranties.
All at discount prices.
School supplies, tools, paint, toiletries, model cars, toys.
All at discount prices. Get to 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse today, Route 380, Murraysville.
And if you are shopping for a pre-owned vehicle, visit Tower Auto Sales in Blawnox. They're on the main drag, Freeport Road, right near the traffic light. The best in product, the best in selection, the best in customer communication, and best service after the sale. That's what really counts. Get a hold of Mike Fanto if you wish at 412-828-6202. And remember, just buy it at Tower Auto. Okay, jump to the phones right off the bat.
All lined up.
Now, right before the call, let's just throw in two things we were talking about.
Okay.
They've been talking about the collisions at home plate. So there's some new things we can get into there with what the catcher must do in the form of a yield and what the runner is not allowed to do coming into home. A.J. Burnett is going to pitch for the Phillies against the Pirates in the grapefruit opener.
This coming weekend. It's not the opener. They play
It's
the
not?
Yankees in the opener. It would be
Oh,
this-
that's right, that's right.
Probably this coming weekend one of the
Okay,
days, yeah.
so anyway, let's,
I'm so over him.
should be a good, yeah.
The whole situation
Hot
is
air,
like enough.
hot air. Tony, what's up, man?
Hey guys, how are you?
Hi, Tony.
Everything going all right?
Everything's good.
It's ironic how our U.S. hockey team looks so much like the team we have here, especially in the big games. We've been looking at that for 4 years, I think.
Especially with the same goalie down at the other end.
Yeah,
Made it even worse.
and that was Bowen's a dream job. He wanted that so bad, and he got it, and the same results.
Pretty much. It was where they completely checked out a game against Finland after the
Czechs.
second goal. They were done, and that was it. I don't know. The game against Canada I thought was really disappointing too. The score was 1-0, but I think it probably could have been about 5 if it wasn't for Jonathan Quick, who was outstanding. But
Yeah.
you know, they decided to lay back for some unknown reason. I don't know why. And you know, you got to attack, and especially in a tournament like that, there just weren't a lot of goals scored.
Yeah.
Hey, it's over, and I'm glad. My wife had mentioned this to me. I'm just glad it's over finally. And let's get the NHL back going.
We got Paul Martin hurt, which wasn't a good thing, and now he's probably going to miss the next month. I haven't gotten an update today. I don't know if the Penguins even had practice today. I'm not even sure, the ones that were there, but I guess they're not back yet. So that's the thing that worried me the most, is you don't want to send guys over there to get hurt, and then the part where they're actually getting paid for, which is playing here, and then they're going to miss, and Martin's going to be out again. And I'm just glad they got Kunitz and Crosby back 100%, and they'll be able to go forward with those guys. And Canada was the best team by far. They were never behind in the tournament at all. And I saw a stat where Carey Price gave up 3 goals, and that was it. So.
Yep. Well, I don't know. They said they thought the U.S. had one of the best teams going, but how about Russia? They had 16 NHL players, plus they had 9 from that Russian league, and a lot of those played in the NHL one time or another.
By the way, can I interject something here?
Go ahead.
What Olympics did it finally change where we were no longer using strictly amateurs?
I think it was 92. It was either 92 or 94. Because they had only the 2-year break there because they had changed the move.
Okay.
So it was either 92 or 94.
So when Mickey Morandini won the gold in the baseball,
And that was 84.
that was when he was at Indiana,
Yeah, and I think that
So
was
he
still
was
a
not-
demonstration sport too.
and he was not in the majors at that time.
No,
So
he was not. And as a matter of fact, baseball doesn't do it because it's in the middle of the season. So they have to
Well, yeah, right,
and they
but-
won't shut the season down for it. They try to have that World Baseball Classic in spring training. And I heard some rumblings that the NHL might go back to if you remember the old Canada Cup, which became the World Cup, a tournament that they had in September before the season would start. And something along those lines, if they decide not to go to Korea, which I guess there is going to be some debate to this. So.
well, anyway, Tony.
Well, anyhow, my closing comments on this was give it back to the kids. No more professionals.
Amen.
Give it back to the kids.
I have no
They
idea.
should have a time limit how many years you can go there.
We should be able to,
and compete.
or regardless of what your standing is, you can play once. Something like that.
Well, maybe you can put in 3, 3 Olympics. That's 12 years.
Right.
So, if you start out young, that would be decent. But
Right.
Yeah.
give it back to the kids. Let them play, win,
Tony,
lose, or
I'm with
draw,
you
or get cheated, or whatever they're
100%.
going to do.
Yeah, this
So
tournament wasn't very good this time, and I think there's going to be a lot of questions about this, and especially from ownership, who doesn't necessarily like to shut their business down for 2 months. They don't
No.
really get anything out of it. It gets exposure and everything. Okay, fine, but what exact bump does the National Hockey League get from this? I don't think they get any. And
I don't know if they get anything or not. Who knows?
They get no
But-
money for it. It's but I mean, how much more viewership will they get for, say, when the Penguins play Chicago this coming Saturday night in that outdoor game? How much more viewership is that going to get than it would have gotten if there were no Olympics a week before that? I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows? But like I said, give it back to the kids. Let them play it, and let's move on to something else.
I'm with you.
So, let's see. When's the Pirates' first exhibition game?
They play Wednesday against the Yankees. They have back-to-back Yankee games, Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
That's all the further I got. I know that they set the pitching up for the first 4 days, but like Bob said, I think they're playing the Phillies in one of those games. I'm not exactly sure which one.
You know what? How can you pick Lariano to start your opening day game when they haven't played one inning yet? What happens if something happens to him? He gets hurt or...
Well, then it changes. I could already tell you the...
Well, I understand that it's going to change, but, isn't that kind of... putting the cart ahead of the horse.
I can already tell you what the rotation's going to be from the way they set up the first 4 spring games. I can tell you the first 5 guys. You can already tell. These things, they try to act coy. I mean, they could have not named him, and I could have told you who the opening day pitcher was.
Yeah. Well,
because they try to act coy. All you got to do is know how to count backwards. It's not that It's not that hard. They're pitching Morton in the second game. and then
Well, I
Cole in
figured
the
that.
third game, and then Wandy's pitching the fourth game, which tells me Volquez is the fifth starter whenever he gets his first shot. So that's it.
Right. Well, that's going to be another
Yeah.
wait and see situation there. But
Yeah, I'm from Missouri on that one myself.
yeah, I'm watching a combine here, the NFL combine.
I watched a little bit over the weekend.
I just seen a defensive lineman run a 4.47.
Yeah, that was Clowney, huh?
Yeah.
It
You
kills
wonder
me.
why there's concussions.
Well, the thing that kills me about him is that he'll wow everybody at the combine. He is a freakish athlete that can be an outstanding player. But the question is, how many plays out of the game are you going to get out of the guy? Because he's got. They even said they used the word red flags on motivation and want to. And you're going to take him in like the first 5 picks and give him all that money, and you don't know
What you're going to get.
what you're going to get out of him. All the ability in the world's there, but you're going to have the right coach that's going to want to push the button, because even Spurrier said it. It's he's iffy in that department.
Now here's Lewis Nix from Notre Dame. He ran a 5.37.
I don't care.
I wouldn't want to stand in front of him.
No, and I mean he's a nose tackle. I mean I don't want him to. Or defensive lineman. I don't care how often does a defensive lineman. They were saying how far Aaron Donald ran fast too. But my question is how often does a defensive lineman have to run 40 yards in a straight line?
Oh,
The answer's
they
never.
don't.
The answer's never. Yeah, it's so.
Very, very seldom. But if they have to, they can run.
Well, they can't. Well, I'll tell you what, it is amazing, some of these guys now as compared to years ago. I mean, you got to go. Not only do you have to go to training camp in shape, you got to show up at that thing in shape. And if you don't, then everybody goes all crazy about it.
And what Steeler did we have that ran 90-some yards in a straight line for a touchdown in the Super Bowl?
Oh, it was like Willie Parker or something, yeah. Or James Harrison.
A lineman.
James
Yeah, he
Harrison.
ran 100 yards, and believe me, it took him longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hey, Tony, I'm going to get
guys.
you.
I'm just about done. I run out of gas.
I just wanted to let you know that I'm getting your prizes together.
Okay, Bob.
And I'm trying to decide-
I'm patient.
I'm trying to
I got my Uncle Vito. Don't worry about it. He'll come out and visit you.
That's what I am.
I wonder
worried
who that
about.
guy was standing outside.
Yeah.
He looked like
All right,
Johnny
guys.
Ola from the
I'm gonna let somebody else get on. You have a great evening.
Tony, he looked like Johnny Ola from The Godfather. I was a little concerned.
Hey, Tony,
Yeah, watch out.
thanks for the call.
Thanks,
Hey,
Tony.
buddy. We'll see you. Take care.
Tony was a big winner last week. He wound up winning the Grand Salami for
Yes.
what, the 26th
I think
time?
it's 27 now.
20, oh my gosh. Anyway, the guys won 27 salamis. Where do you go from there?
He's the champion.
We have a break. Coming back, we'll be talking with Terry. So hang in there, folks. The phone number here, 724-236-0430. Back in a moment here on Sportsline Trivia. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My first book on sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubletripplebob.com, where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys, Lower Borough. You know, everything on Mattio's menu is made with great quality ingredients, and that could be the reason that people proudly pass the word about their great food. With hand-tossed pizzas, gyro sandwiches, subs, hoagies, calzones, strombolis, wingdings, and lots more, it's all great food from Mattio's Pizza and subs. I'm out of breath. They have it all, including their signature Ironman hoagie. Visit Matteo's Pizza, Broadview Boulevard in the Natrona Heights, Brackenridge Heights. Give them a call, 724-904-7312. Okay, don't forget now you can get answers to our trivia questions here in the program by visiting my website, doubledribblebob.com. Also click on the fan facts because I've got a couple sprinkled in that are going to be used down the road. And I do that every once in a while. So,
Just to keep you honest.
okay, let's get Terry on the phone. Terry, I acknowledged your getting the mystery profile, I think, as you had indicated, either in a conversation or an email, 3 times on the first clue, which is pretty doggone good.
You know, it's not 26, that's for sure.
No,
But you're working on
exactly.
yeah. Talk to me again in 5 years.
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I hope I'm around.
We'll keep
There you
trying.
go. Hey, I got 2 quick things for you. First of all, here's a trivia question that I was asked, and I did not get the answer, so we'll see what you guys think of this one.
All right.
The city of Seattle has 3 professional world championships in its history.
Okay.
And these are major sports. This isn't like the world championship of left-handed bowling or something like that. I mean, these are out of the 4 major sports, what I would call the 4 major sports. So what can you get on these?
Outside of the Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
boy.
The Sonics, didn't the Sonics win a title in like 78 or 79?
The 78-79 Supersonics were the NBA champs, and of course Seattle Seahawks last
And I'm
year.
gonna
So
say
that's 2.
the Seattle Metropolitans won the Stanley Cup. It was probably like 1914.
1917.
That was close.
That's very good.
All right, so that's 3.
That's
it.
3.
That's the
Oh, I
answer.
thought you said 4.
No.
And it's why I always wonder. Seattle always tries to get a team in the NHL, and they say, hey, look, they have history. They were one of the first Stanley Cup winners back in those days when teams like the Montreal Wanderers were winning it in the
Well, in those days, I know there was a team from
the Toronto St. Pats and teams
Yeah.
like that. And
From
the Ottawa Senators won a Stanley Cup back before. 1919
that's-
was kind of the cutoff because that's the year they didn't give it out
Because
they
of
had
the
a
war.
flu epidemic.
Oh, that's right. That's
1919,
right.
The big
the
flu epidemic was 1919. They didn't give out a
And they
Stanley Cup
also
that year.
had the war a couple of years before that,
Right,
too.
right,
So-
exactly. So they kind of went in and out there,
But it's funny, Terry, there was a team that played Ottawa in a Stanley Cup in which the players from a town somewhere just north of Seattle, it took them, and
that might have been the year the Vancouver Millionaires played.
I'm not
another
sure of that, but they traveled by dog sled, some of them walked, they got to a train, which then took them to a dock to get a boat, and they went up there, and as soon as you lost 2 games, the Stanley Cup was over, and they lost the first 2 games.
And then they had to do that whole thing and come back. It was unbelievable.
And what's really amazing is that one player, and this really isn't fair, one player in game 2 scored something like 15 goals
Holy smokes.
for a Stanley Cup game. I got to double check that, but I've looked into it, and that's what I remember.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wanted to make
the Metropolitans were not an NHL team.
No.
They were from the Pacific Coast Hockey Association. So it was kind of like the World Series before the American League and National League merged, I guess, into Major League Baseball.
Yeah, they did. And like I said, I'm not even sure that the NHL came into being until after 1919. I think that might have been like the year that, or they were, in that time frame. But it was more of a challenge. It was more of a challenge cup at that time.
Oh, okay.
And that's somebody said, hey, I think we're the best team, and I think we're going to play. You want to play for the title or something like that. Is kind of how it went back before the league was actually formed, and they actually played. They actually played it.
Can you imagine what their skates may have been like from that era? And I'm not saying that they were poorly constructed, but they certainly didn't have the knowledge that we have today on, putting a good skate together.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, even just look at baseball gloves, which we're much more familiar with, the gloves that were used by Honus Wagner or Babe Ruth or somebody.
Oh, those things.
Yeah.
Even the Bill Mazeroski glove, Terry.
Yeah, well, that at least looked like a glove. It was like a little kid's glove.
It was like a pancake.
It wasn't 4 inches thick,
I found one similar. I found one of those in the Babe Ruth era glove at a yard sale one time, and it was like for $5.
A big spread apart.
It was just a flat pancake thing, and I had to buy it.
All 5 fingers.
You can't use it. They're all, you can't really use it, but it's just so cool to have. And it was like, I think I want that.
Hey, my other thing was this. Major League Baseball. Is a fielder allowed to stand in the baselines if he's fielding a thrown ball, impeding a runner?
I would say no, my knee-jerk reaction.
Well, if he's fielding a thrown ball.
But if he lined up in the path,
yeah,
he's supposed to go forward or back.
Are we going with a rundown here?
No. I don't know. Let's say that there's a ball hitting the outfield gap, and the throw's coming into second. The shortstop stands 3 feet in front of second base. Now, obviously, that base runner is probably going to knock him into left field, but without the ball is still in the outfield, and he's blocking that position. The throw's coming. The guy would be safe by 15 feet, but he does have that blocked. Is that not obstruction?
It is.
Okay, now here's my question. The new rule defines the catcher cannot do that. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the catcher was never allowed to do that, and it was never enforced.
I said the same thing, that I was always under the impression that the catcher was not allowed to block the plate without the ball, which they did anyway. But I think basically what they're saying now is that they're actually going to enforce that part of the rule as part B of it, or part A of it, where the main reason they're having it is that you can't run them over. That I think what they're saying is that X amount of those collisions were caused by the fact that the catcher was standing there without the ball.
Oh, sure, I agree with that.
And I think that's, but you're right. You can't. I mean, no fielder is allowed to impede a runner's progress standing there without the ball in their hand. If the guy's coming at you and you want to tag him, you're perfectly within your right to do that. And I think the catcher's going to be allowed to do that too. But the thing is, you're not.
Another thing I find that's inconsistent is, the catcher has the ball. You come plowing into him. You knock him 3 seats up into the grandstands, and the ball's laying there, so you're safe.
Right.
But there goes, who was it, A-Rod or Jeter, going down the first baseline. Somebody reached out to tag him, and he slapped the ball out of his glove.
That was A-Rod.
And that is illegal. That makes no sense at all.
No. Well, not a lot of it does. But you got to remember, the thing about baseball is that they're, how slow to change. A lot of these rules were written in the 1800s, and they haven't ever been changed.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It wouldn't be the worst thing. And I think a lot of these rules are being looked at now, and especially with the replay that we're going to have, that they're going to need to look at these. Why don't we get together and maybe try to clean some of this stuff up? But Bud Selig loves blue ribbon panels. He could have one last blue ribbon panel before he goes, which I'm still not exactly 100% sure he is going to leave. But before he goes, why don't we? And he's got a good group there now with guys like La Russa and Joe Torre and managers that are just going into the Hall of Fame that I think could take a look at some of this stuff and get the input of the players and everything, and see if there's anything else they can take care of like this, and just make it easier for the umpires to understand.
And Terry, why not bring a replay into question about a neighborhood tag at second base?
Oh, sure.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, they said that the ones that all of the ones. The different exceptions to the replay rule, which there are a handful, and it is either 5 or 8, something along those lines, that they feel that in the first year they don't want to put too much onto it, and they're going to, that they're not saying that these won't come in to be replayed later. That these have just been tabled for now, as to.
Well,
but the thing is, if you only get one challenge, you're not going to challenge the neighborhood play in the second inning. Why would you do it? If you're only going to get one, you have no reason to do that, because you're going to save that for something
the latter
that might
3
be
innings.
Yeah, in a scoreless game in the second inning, you're not going to say you're not going to go out there and act like a loser, because the umpires don't, or the managers don't go out and argue that now.
Here's one other quick thing. Maybe one of you guys can chime in here. If a situation happens where an umpire rules safe and there are already 2 outs, play continues, and then they want to throw the flag out, that's going to take away a possibility of a run or 2.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
There's going to be a lot of.
Reconstruct where the runners are going to go.
You could score up to 3 runs on a play, actually 4, that could all be wiped out, and the umpire's going to have a lot on him to make a reversal.
Well, the reversal's not going to be the umpire's job. That's going to be the man.
Well, I'm saying an official.
But
yeah.
you're right. But they're always, they do these things, and they're always, okay, here's what we intend to have happen.
Mm-hmm.
There are always unintended consequences when something like this happens, and there are things that none of us have thought of. Something's going to happen, and it's going to be, it's going to be one of the, I never thought that might happen, and it's going to be, and that's why I think they want as many challenges as they can get in these exhibition games in case something comes up and believe me, there's something that no one thought of.
And in an exhibition game, who cares anyway?
Exactly. Nobody cares who won that game. They want to get out of there in 2.5 hours and not get anybody hurt. That's your main goal in an exhibition game.
Yep. It's funny you mentioned Joe Torre right after we were talking about blocking the plate because, he was afraid to block the plate, and that's why they moved him to third base, and so forever after, he was always known as that chicken cacciatore.
Exactly. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. He'll be here all week, folks. Please try the veal and tip your waitress. That's
okay.
beautiful.
Well, that's about it for me, guys.
Okay.
Thanks, Terry.
Terry, thank you for your call.
Talk to you guys later.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you for
let's
calling.
jump to Mark, who's been patiently awaiting for a good while. Mark, nice to have you on the program. Thank you for tuning in.
Good evening, fellas.
And it's nice that you're on daylight so you can
Oh,
relax.
yeah, for now, yeah. And I get to hear the show since I keep forgetting to watch it Thursday night. I wish you guys could go back to live. But
We'd like to do that too.
Yeah.
I forget to watch it. So that makes 2 of us. It's like
one
things
night I
get
called
going.
Mike and I said, doggone it, I was out shopping or something.
Yeah.
Came back, I said, did you see that one? Bob, I didn't watch it tonight.
I forgot to look. And it
happens.
It happens.
what did Mike or Bob? What did you think of the USA bobsled team? I can't get over how fast they say they go 80 miles an hour in some stretches. I guess 80, 85 miles an hour.
Well, think about it this way.
That's amazing.
We talked about this at home. I forget who I was with, but we're looking at it through the eyes of our ages, and we're looking at it, here I am in my 70s, and I can't imagine doing that.
Right.
But you take a kid who's 15, 16, 18, 20, and they can't wait for the challenge. So, I don't know.
What is the length of the course? I don't know if I missed it. Did they ever say what the actual distance is?
I'm not sure, but I know it goes down a mountain, and I know, is it a couple miles? Is that what it is? It might be. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, we have to ask Mark to hold on.
Yeah, we need
while we check.
to hold on. We have to take a break here for a second.
Fine, that's okay.
Don't go away.
Stay there.
There's something wrong with a cable somewhere that we got to get taken care of.
Yeah, no problem.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Mark will be with us when we return. Stay with us. Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Felderelli Square.
For over 38 years and 3 generations, Arnold Furniture has been the area's favorite furniture store. We have over 4 floors of living rooms, dining rooms, recliners, bedding, carpeting, and so much more.
You'll always find friendly personal service from one of the family.
And our prices consistently beat the competition, plus free local delivery and free setup guaranteed. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnitureinc.com or stop in and see us today.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
And if you are shopping for a pre-owned vehicle, visit Tower Auto Sales on Freeport Road in Blawnox. They have 3 indoor showrooms. It's a full-service facility with an experienced staff. They have all makes and models. They do feature Lexus products as well. Tower Auto Sales, just buy it. If you wish, give Mike Fanto a call at 412-828-6202. And quickly, we're going to go back to Mark. Mark, it turns out we don't have a problem. It's your phone.
My phone?
Yes.
Oh, no, I hear you okay.
I hear you good, too.
Well, it's better now for whatever reason. I don't know, did you move around the house or something?
No, I'm on the landline cord phone.
Beautiful.
I'm sitting here.
Oh, maybe your wife had the mixer on or the toaster.
No, she took off. No. One quick question. What happened to Pitt basketball?
Yeah, I bet they'd like to know that, too. They've completely fallen apart, Mark.
You know, I heard a discussion today about Jamie Dixon maybe overcoaching.
Oh, maybe?
I mean, aggressively
Maybe?
overcoaching.
I have Jamie Dixon fatigue.
Which is?
Which means I have Jamie Dixon fatigue. I'm to the point of, I'm tired of him.
I mean, Pitt had all week off, I guess, right, for the way their crazy schedule goes, and they played horrible.
They came out and they looked tired.
Yeah. But they're sounding on the radio. They're saying they're in danger, not even getting into 64 if they lose one or two more games.
They look like they're a team, and I think we've all seen this. They look like a team that's afraid to make a mistake.
Right.
And you've seen teams play tight like that.
Because they're going to come out of the game.
I take one chance and go to the basket. It's outside of the team concept, and I'm on the bench, and that's the end of me for the foreseeable future. They look like a team that's afraid to make a mistake. He needs to roll the balls out there one day in practice and say, "Okay, guys, I want the captains to take care of practice today, and have fun, will you?" And then
Maybe he needs to go on a tantrum like that Syracuse coach Jim Bohannon went crazy the other day.
Bohannon, yeah.
I didn't think he had it in him, but he ripped his suit jacket off like basically.
He said that too. He said at his age he was really surprised he was able to pull that off.
Yeah. Well, I better go for multiple choice. I'm taking up enough of your time tonight. So.
That's all right, Mark. Multiple choice it is.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. This was it. This would be football. This is number 4 for Mark.
Soccer.
Regular football.
Okay, football.
Yes.
Give me a Russian weightlifter question.
American football. Name the only team that failed to score a touchdown in a Super Bowl game. The only team that failed to score a touchdown in a Super Bowl. Was it the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the Minnesota Vikings, or the Kansas City Chiefs?
How about the Minnesota Vikings?
Not correct. They scored a touchdown because they blocked a punt against the Steelers, if you remember.
Okay.
The Miami Dolphins, Super Bowl VI, lost to Dallas 24-3. They got a field goal out of Gary Yepremian, and that was it. But they were okay. They came back and won the next 2 years. So it worked out for them.
Okay.
And again, I'll be eligible next week. So you guys have a good evening, and I thank you.
Thanks,
All
Mark.
right, Mark. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right, Limo Man, where you been?
Right now, I broke my foot. They just took the cast off of it, that beautiful Bel Air nursing facility in Lower Borough.
Oh.
I hope you're all right. If you're feeling all right?
Well, they took the cast off. I miss your show very much.
Well, good to have you on the program.
And I talked to Jimmy Nance. He called me yesterday. Him and Nick Faldo will be doing the Augusta.
Yeah.
Yes, they will. That's in April.
Where did I hear him yesterday? What was he doing?
Golf was on yesterday. One of the greatest golf matches ever.
It was on for the FedEx tournament.
It went on forever, and the young man Dubuisson from France, you like that, Frederic Dubuisson, made 2 unbelievable saves. And believe me, I never thought I'd be sitting here saying.
And how could the Pirates be so stupid not to sign A.J. Burnett? Are they dumb or something?
Sometimes I think they're penny wise and pound foolish, Limo. That's exactly
For
what
$20
it is.
lousy million for 1 year? You look, the guy was terrific.
Yes, he was. Well, Pirates lost is the Phillies gain, I guess.
That's what I think.
Well, you should be happy anyway, right?
Yeah.
If you're rooting for the Phillies.
I guess.
Hey, they hired Limo.
I'm going to do a multiple choice, Bob.
But before we do that, Limo, the Phillies hired Jamie Moyer. Did you hear this? To take one of the spots on their announcing crew. Jamie Moyer is going to take Chris Wheeler's spot.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, there and someone else too, and I can't for the life of me remember who it was.
Well, Chris Wheeler, and Harry Callis never got along.
No,
I don't know
didn't.
why. They never told me.
Yeah, they patched it up a little bit at the end there, at least, and now they were at least able to work together again. But all right, Limo, we're going to do
Number, you got number 5. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here is your question, and folks at home can also watch it on the screen. Here we go. Who was the first major league switch hitter to win a batting title? The first major league switch hitter to win a batting title. Vida Blue, Maury Wills, Mickey Mantle, or Red Schoendienst?
I'll have to say Maury Wills.
Well, you are incorrect. Mickey Mantle, 1956, hit .353 and was the first. All of those years in baseball, you would have thought somewhere up close,
Mantle was unbelievable.
Hey, Bruce, take care of that leg.
Yes, get better.
Yeah, I will. And there's a long drive in deep right center field, and this ball is for Bel Air Nursing Home.
All right, Limo, thanks.
All right.
He just woke the lady in the next room. I want everyone to know that. He woke the lady in and the great part about it is that I'm sure there's the lady in the next room was asleep, and Channel 2 was on the TV. And they're watching the news, but he might have just woken her up. Thanks, Limo. Get better, will you?
All right, Rich from Cheswick, are you there? Hello?
Oh, we want to do
Yes, I'm here.
We want to. Are you there, Rich?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a cold, so
Well, join the
I'm
club.
a
Just
little
don't
under
give
the
it.
weather.
Yeah, don't give it to us through the.
Did I blow something?
Right.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, Florida State, they made, 27 out of 31 foul shots.
Yeah.
That's why they lost. They only had 18.
They were 26 out of 27. I think they were 26 out of 27 at one point. And at that same point, Pitt had missed 10. So if you take, you just boil it down to something that small, making your free throws. But again, I don't know, Rich. I know you watch, and I know you're a fan. They just look like they're playing scared. They're playing tight.
You know what? There was an announcer at one time used to say if the team's playing bad, he would say that they're playing in a tuxedo.
Okay.
Remember that?
I wonder who that was.
Was that McGuire? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
But I remember that this is about maybe 15 years ago.
It's probably Al McGuire. You're probably right.
But Pitt, they wait too long for that 35-second clock.
Yeah, they do. Here's what's funny, too. Last night, Patterson really didn't have a good game until the end. He had 6 points all the way up until the end. And then he just started making shots from all over the place when they were desperate and had to hurry up and score. It was a better-looking offense when they were desperate than it was the first 55 minutes or 35 minutes of the game. I couldn't, you just looked at that and it's like, why don't they try that? What tells them that you have to wait until there's 12 seconds left on the shot clock before you decide to make your move toward the basket? Who's to say that in the first 10 seconds might not be the best look you get? Take a shot.
Right.
I mean, these guys were obviously able to score when they were in high school. That's the thing that kills me. The basket didn't get any further off the ground, and it's not any, and the ball isn't bigger, and the cylinder's not smaller. That these are the same guys that probably scored 30 points a game in high school. It shouldn't be that difficult for them, and to look the way they've looked the last month or so.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't two basketballs fit side by side in the rim?
That's a great question. I don't know that.
I think I heard a quote somewhere where the coach said, It's bigger than you think. You can actually get 2 basketballs in there if they should happen to go in at the same time.
I've seen 2 get stuck in there at the same time. So
during the warm-ups.
During warm-ups, sure, yeah. But, you know, I don't know, Rich. I just, yeah, and I hate to slam on Dixon. I don't want to do that, but it's just, it's the, you know, the same thing year after year after year. And Joe Starkey, I don't know if you read the paper yesterday. Joe Starkey has a story in there about, he's basically preaching patience to Pitt fans about the type of recruiting Jamie Dixon's done. He's been there for 12 years. How much more patience do you need than 12 years? Now, I'm not complaining that 20-7 or whatever they are now is bad. You know, there was a time, you know, there were, just remember Ralph Willard. That was bad. But, you know, you would think that there's got to be another step to be made. And if you look at it this way, they haven't won but 1 game in the tournament since they lost to Villanova when they were 1 step away from going to the Final Four. They have 2 times they beat a team that they were much higher seeded than, and that's all the further they've gotten. So the last 4 years have not been kind.
Now, well, maybe that Syracuse game is still on their mind when they lost that.
Yeah.
Buzzard. You never know. They're kids.
But yeah, they've had a lot of bad luck too. There's no doubt about that.
Well, Syracuse finally got some bad luck.
I'll tell you what, they may go down tonight too.
They were living in a tree there for a while.
They're playing at Maryland tonight, and you're coming down off of 2 pretty difficult losses that they've had, losing to BC at home, and then having to hurry up and play Carolina or play Duke right after Duke had played Carolina, and losing that one. That there are a lot of people that are saying that Syracuse is in trouble tonight against Maryland, and Maryland's not great, but you got to play them down there, and you know these road games in the conference, and Syracuse has just been lucking out. There's so many games here recently that you can't make every one of those at the end.
They even have to play, I think, Virginia yet, right?
Yeah, that team's good. I mean, that team is good, and they're going to cause some trouble for some people.
Well, I guess I'm ready for trivia.
All right, let's do it.
I go multiple choice.
Multiple. All right, Rich. Here we go. In 1982, Bill Madlock and what Pirates teammate both hit grand slams in the same game? In 1982, Bill Madlock and this other Pirate hit grand slams in the same game. Tony Pena, John Milner, Richie Hebner, or Willie Stargell?
Was it John Milner?
It was not John Milner. The answer is Richie Hebner, which is kind of a curveball, with a little baseball humor there, because you would think that he had gone by then, but people might forget that he came back to be a pinch hitter very, very late in his career and did a really good job at it, and he got some at-bats there in the early 80s after he had gone to the Phillies and left as a free agent. So Richie Hebner is the answer. 2 third basemen there by vocation, Richie Hebner and Bill Madlock.
Yeah. Okay, Rich, hey, thank you.
Rich. Okay, thank you, guys.
And we'll take a break, come back, and the studio guest tonight.
Yes. Paul has found his way back out here.
Because the snow has melted, and
The
frankly,
snow
I don't blame
and I'm
him.
very happy about that, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, folks, back in a flash. Stay with us. This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go, Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold.
There once was a hungry road that wouldn't let drivers get very far. It wore out their tires, forcing them to buy new ones. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything. With long-lasting tires in place, those drivers were back on the road to saving money. Drive longer with the Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile limited warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Tarentum and Freeport Road in Natrona Heights. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557.
We earlier had talked about the Ryan Richards Memorial Scholarship that is going to be available to Highlands students in honor of Ryan Richards, who unfortunately passed away this past summer. Anyone that would like to donate to this, sponsored by Allegheny Kiski Health Systems, there you can see it on the screen, www.akhealth.org/Ryan_Richards, and that will get you in to the website to take care of that. You can see, once you get there, it'll lead you through it. You can send a check, or there's also a place where you can click on to use a credit card if you'd like to donate some money to that scholarship, which will be given out this year. And for the students that want to get in on this, Highlands students, your application must be into the Allegheny Kiski Health Foundation by the 9th of May 19th of this year, and I would suggest that you go through the school to do that, go through the guidance department, and I'm sure they'll help you out with that, but it's a nice thing they're doing there, and we wanted to send it out to you. And again, I want to thank Sam Huey for getting me the information. So,
okay, thank you, Mike. All right, we have a studio guest here, familiar face, could run for mayor of almost any time. And it's, I know that guy.
That's right.
I agree.
He could run for mayor, but could he get elected? That's my question. I think he might be able to get elected. Hey, Paul.
How's everyone this evening?
Doing all right. How about you?
So what local teams are left in the playoffs? Borough and Kiski?
We have slim pickings. The Kiski
and
boys
Fox Chapel, I believe,
have kind of surprised everyone here.
And St. Joe's just got eliminated
St. Joe's girls
Saturday.
Is Fox Chapel still alive?
I believe Fox Chapel's girls may still be alive.
Yes.
They may have gone
I
down
get
too.
it.
But,
that'd be something if they played on the same day, because they have like different.
Yeah, the same classifications don't play each other. Don't play boys and girls on the same night.
Right.
So we had an instance here that I was telling Bob about, that for some reason they put the Borough game in Baldwin. Borough is playing Greensburg Central Catholic in Baldwin. Why, I have no idea.
Right.
Now, that game will be played on Tuesday night. Greensburg Central's boys also have a game that will be played on Wednesday, because they stagger those the classification boys-girls. And they're going to play in Baldwin also. Isn't that sweet of the WPIAL to make sure that the folks from Greensburg Central get to travel to Baldwin twice in 2 nights?
Right.
They might as well just rent a room. I don't know, and that is screaming, make it a doubleheader. Right? Doesn't it say that? Make it a doubleheader, right?
Yeah, right.
We were talking after the Borough win over McGuffey on Friday night that, let's say Greensburg wins. They were favored and they came out of there with the 2-point win. But nonetheless, if Greensburg wins, what is the probability of the site of the game? We're thinking Gateway, because it's Monroeville. That's, close enough for Greensburg. But better yet, probably, and because Borough is the higher seeded team, why not Plum Borough? Why not Plum High School?
Right.
Again,
because
it's logical.
It is logical.
So
how is Montour? They fixed up their gym. Is it nice?
Oh, Montour's got a great facility.
They fixed up the school, and I know I hadn't been out there since they fixed the press box for football. They redid the field.
The football, my gosh, it's like a hotel.
It's beautiful, and the old place. We were out there years ago, Bob. Remember, we did Highlands Montour probably 98, 97, 98. Yeah. David Braun got called for unsportsmanlike conduct for tossing the ball in the air back to the official that cost Highlands a chance to have to win the game. I believe he scored a touchdown and they moved him back and whatever. David Braun's a doctor now, so he gets the last laugh to whoever that official was, by the way. But that always blew me away. But yeah, if Highlands would have won that game, they'd had to go up to Blackhawk for the next week. But they have a nice facility. But again, Borough is a conference champion, seeded number 2. In the tournament, undefeated, 24-0, and they made him go to Montour, and then they're making him go to Baldwin. I don't understand. But there aren't any. Paul, I think the closest, and you brought it up earlier, Penn Hills looks to me to be the closest facility being used for games. Now, Fox Chapel's girls play Penn Trafford, 6 o'clock Tuesday night.
Oh, that's probably
at
why
Penn
they
Hills.
didn't use
So
that.
Fox Chapel, maybe they just didn't request the site. And
Right.
sometimes there might be something else going on in the gym that we don't know about in
Right.
these local
Right.
schools, like Plum or Fox Chapel or anything.
Play going on or
Anything,
some...
right.
Yeah, and they're sending Kiski out to North Allegheny.
Yeah, you have to apply. Well, that'd been fine for Burl too. I mean, that's a great place to watch a game.
Yeah, about 50 minutes away.
Great place to broadcast a game too. They get a nice spot up top.
Right.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah, that would be nice if at the Palumbo Center they have Barrow and Kiski playing the same championship.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Quad A boys are Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that will probably be Saturday. So if Burl makes it, that would be Friday.
Because I know
But
there's.
they sometimes will play 2 on Friday and
Well, they're playing
a bunch on Saturday.
3 games on Friday and 5 games on Saturday.
Right. So somebody that had been playing on Friday isn't going to be playing on Friday. And I'm hoping it's Burl because I go on Saturday for sure.
And they didn't announce Quad A boys played.
No, they haven't. They haven't made the schedule yet.
Right,
I'll tell you what. A lot of it has to do with Newcastle.
Yeah.
Because Bob knows this. Newcastle brings so many people, and they have actually. And I remember going to see one of their, maybe 10, 15 years ago when they played at Palumbo, and they actually, even though that they were a AAA game followed by a single A game, they played the AAA game first to get the Newcastle people out of the gym to make room for everyone else because they came and took all the seats.
Right.
They sold. Somebody told me for one of the games earlier, I think it was the Hampton game, that they sold the game at Hampton. That they sold tickets in advance for the game, which was the first time they had ever done it, and they sold the gym out in advance because the Newcastle people bought up all the tickets.
Wow.
They are crazy. And now we had them for football. Did you go to the football game this year at Highlands, the Newcastle?
Yeah, the
Highlands game.
playoff game. Yes.
Yeah, they didn't bring anybody.
No.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was like football's a second sport up there.
Yeah.
That is a basketball school, and they have a great team, and they haven't. They've been on a roll here for 3-4 years now.
The people that they brought, I know they were there like 2 hours before.
They came early. I think they might have had a student, a fan bus.
There wasn't many, no.
No, but it wasn't a lot. I was really surprised.
Right. And I guess I'll try trivia now.
Okay, my turn?
It is, sir.
Okay. What are you going to do, Paul?
Multiple choice.
All right. Paul won a couple of weeks ago on the mystery profile
mystery profile.
partial. You had, what,
Yes,
50?
yes.
$50 or so? Congratulations on that. Okay. Here we go. You have in order question number 7. So let's take a look at that. You folks at home can take a look as well. What active major league pitcher has the most career saves? He has to be active.
Right.
Okay. Joe Nathan, Whitey Budner, Francisco Cordero, Francisco Rodriguez.
I have 2 in mind. I'm going to say Rodriguez.
Francisco Rodriguez is incorrect. We were, before
The
you
third
say
one, right?
anything. No. Hold on. Which narrows it down to either Joe Nathan or Whitey Budner. Are you familiar with Whitey Budner?
No, really.
Okay, I didn't
why
think
I
so
laughed.
because it's a name that Mike and I put in, and we got to bail out. Whitey Budner is the man as far as Mike and I and my former broadcast partner Joe Falsetti, when they erected the new press box at Deer Lakes.
Right.
Whitey Budner made sure that
Seats
the
and
TV
names.
guys were well taken care of with their own booth. Paul, the answer is Joe Nathan.
Okay.
341
Wow.
for an active
Whitey
pitcher.
Budner sneaks in here oftentimes like your friend Jerry Singer used to.
Yeah, we had who was known as the White Rat? Whitey Herzog, Whitey Budner, Whitey whatever, and
Whitey
we went on
Kurowski.
Whitey Ford.
Yeah, Whitey Ford.
Folks, yeah, Paul, we got to run.
Thanks,
Okay.
Paul.
Thank
have a
you
good
for
day.
watching tonight. Bob Tattern here.
Mike Pavlik
And
here.
we'll see you next time at the same time. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Tarentum and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.